baby, don't get too close to the fire. I might get burned a little, but I don't mind. I need your love. Baby, I need you. You've got those rosy lips, you've got that smile. I can't contain it, honey, you drive me wild. I need your love. Baby, I need you. Give me your number.
Nightmare at a time. Well, thanks for joining me today.
Good to see you, Brett.
You too, buddy. Man, so I saw y'all just a few weeks ago in Hiawassee. Incredible show.
Thank you.
Can y'all hear me okay? I can hear y'all just fine. Just making sure.
Yeah, man, we got you.
Awesome. Yeah, it was a great show. I was so excited because, I've been following the whole adventure of just the creation of the Frontmen. Y'all starting it a few years back, and so I was really excited to see three of my favorite singers from. Well, I'm not going to say my childhood because I don't want y'all to feel.
There, another one. There we go.
Listening to you.
But I did grow up on y'all, and so it was really exciting to see y'all perform, and I loved it. I loved the set list. I loved everything that y'all did. I loved how y'all took because you don't have enough time to put in every single hit, the full version, and to hear y'all do the little medleys y'all did there towards the front, to be sure you covered most of the hits. I thought that was genius.
Thank you.
That's my idea.
Was it? Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask y'all how'd that come about, because y'all at first y'all really weren't doing that, were you, or was that is that something y'all just started doing recently? Putting in the medley of all that.
When we put our band together, when we put our show together.
Okay.
To bring it stateside and tour. We put the medley together with the band. So.
Okay. I thought it was great. So backing up before we get into this latest this new record that y'all put together, which is phenomenal. How I'm sure y'all are already buddies, but when did y'all? Whoever wants to answer, all three of you can. When did y'all decide or feel it like deep down that okay, we're onto something? Let's go for it, guys. Let's do the Frontmen. Let's see what we can see if it's got wings.
Well, we've been doing this for almost 15 years. Started years ago. Had the idea when I left Lonestar the first time, and wanted to do something called the Frontmen, where it was three different singers from three iconic bands. And I don't know, Tim had some Navy connections, and we kind of started there, going overseas and playing for the troops. And I mean, we saw the reaction to that, but they just they needed entertainment, something to keep their mind off things of what they were doing. But I think that was the first sign. And then honestly, I think when we started coming back, to the States and doing shows and seeing the reaction to, some of the shows we were doing, honestly, COVID probably was the blessing in disguise. That's when things kind of took a turn. We all committed to doing this full time, and then everything just kind of fell into line. Management, record producer, label, things just started happening.
Yeah, you kind of knew when we booked some shows after COVID that the reaction from the audiences was kind of like, wow, okay. Yeah, we may not have as many people at a show as we want to yet because the world's just waking back up after all this stuff. But who was there, the reaction was pretty heartfelt. And then as we grew it and started to book more shows and grow the brand, it grew with us, and we started to see that reaction pretty consistent every night. I don't know that we haven't seen it. I mean, everybody's got their good shows and maybe the mediocre shows, but overall, even a mediocre show for us would be phenomenal. to me because
Yeah.
these just love that music, and they and I think the common thing for us now is that they love us for the hits they know us for, but now we're watching them love the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's real encouraging.
I bet it is encouraging, man. You know, I love the songs that y'all chose from the new record to play in Hiawassee. I wanted to hear Rattlesnake, but you know, I understand that. But do what?
We hear that a lot.
Oh, for real? Okay, cool. It's a catchy tune for sure. I love Laying Low in Mexico. That's one of my favorites, and of course the Beatles and the Eagles. Is there one that's that people are catching on to more than the others? Like when you see the crowd live and they haven't heard any of them yet, or that is the response been pretty crazy over anything y'all play from the new record?
Response has been great on all of them. Richie,
Yeah.
song that he wrote left their mark. You know. And
Oh, nice.
2 out of 4 nights he'll get a standing ovation on a song they've never heard. So that shows you how strong that song can hit people on any given night.
Yeah, I think the new songs that we are doing, like you just said, Laying Low Mexico, Left a Mark, and Beatles and Eagles. I think they all get a really good reaction. Sometimes I notice that Beatles and Eagles, maybe they're at the end, when you kick into that, when you finish the chorus and you get a reaction right in the middle of the song, it seems like that it's getting a great reaction.
Yeah. Were y'all all three together when y'all got pitched that song?
Yeah, it was a long story made short. We had a guy at a show. We were doing a benefit, and he said, "I need to get you this song." And I was like, "Well, let me get you with management." And he was like, "Well, why don't you just give me your number and I'll send it to you?" And
No, he said, "You don't have a hair on your ass."
yeah, he said, "Give me your phone number." And I said, "Well, let me get you to management." And he said, "You don't got a hair on your ass if you don't give me your phone number." And against my better judgment, I went, "Okay." So I gave him my number, and I never heard from him. And I actually, you just forget.
Yeah.
About 2 or 3 months later, we were in the bus on a Sunday morning coming back to Nashville, and Richie was relief driving up front, and I heard the first verse and the chorus and just stopped and went, "Oh boy," and grabbed Larry, and we all went up front and listened to it, and we're sort of like, "Boy, there's something really special to this song." And Richie said, "I feel like all our bands chased the idea of this song for 30 years and never got it, but that's it." And so we were at the very end of recording, so we kind of did an emergency recording session and went back in and recorded this and 2 other songs that ended up being great on the record as well. And so, yeah, that rounded out the record. But yeah, it's a special song.
Yeah, that's rare that happens. Well, like you said, you're going to give them get them in touch with management. So that's a a lot of artists wouldn't just take, because you probably hear that all the time. Oh, I'll tell. Here's my number. Let me I'll check it out. But
probably would have never heard it if you had
yeah.
number.
What's funny was when he texted me, he didn't say, "Hey, this is Larry McCoy." He said, "Hey," he said, "God woke me up this morning and told me to send you this song." And I was like,
"Oh, wow."
I was like, "What? Who is this?" And I wrote back, "Who is this?" I wrote back, "Larry McCoy. I gave you the song at the National Palace at that benefit a few months ago, and I forgot. Here you go." And I was like, "Oh, so that's really the true story of where it kind of came from, But it is special, and it has got a neat thing. Larry does a great thing. Lyrics and the chorus.
Well, the title, all the titles are, from 2 of our favorite bands of all time.
Yeah.
Intertwined, a great story. I mean, to make it a legitimate song, not just some kind of fly-by-night song with titles. It's pretty dang special.
Oh, it is. It's really special. Larry, you were a baseball player. Am I correct? Before
That's a long time ago, I forgot.
I think that's the coolest thing, man. Of course I'm a baseball fan of Atlanta Braves, but so when you
and so me and you are going at it.
Who are you?
Cardinals.
Okay. Well, so Tim and Richie, y'all want to keep going and just tell the old Cardinal fan to move over?
I like the Cardinals because he likes the Cardinals. So now he's always in the back watching. I always get my sports updates from him, and of course he's educated in b-ball, so I like to hear what he's got to say about it.
I like the Rangers because he likes the Cardinals.
Oh, so that's great.
World Series to get against each other.
Yeah, I went to a Rangers game. First time I've ever been to Dallas, and it was cool.
The reason I'm here, plain and simple, because baseball gave me a scholarship opportunity to Belmont University. Or I probably wouldn't have come to Nashville.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, little Larry, you're too stupid to know what you're supposed to do on your own, so I'm going to take you by the nose and I'm going to lead you down this path. And he did, and here I ended up. 4 years later, I'm talking to you.
I just thought about this. I can't remember who it was. It was a couple months ago. It was maybe it was Tigger and Brown or
T. Yeah, he played Georgia something.
Yeah. But he had brought you. I just thought of this. He had brought your name up, and I forget if it was him. It may have been Mark Miller. I can't remember, one of them. And he goes, they brought up Larry Stewart, and y'all had just got off stage. This is when y'all first started Restless Heart, and he said, "Man, how long y'all been doing there, or whatever?" And you said something like, "Well, this was our actual first show together," and it was like an arena or something. It was like a big. I can't remember.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Murphy Center in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Yes.
That's what we ever did for the public. And I threw up all over the place before I went on stage. True story.
That's great. I can't remember who told me that. It was one of my guests, and I can't remember someone else. I brought your name up, and because they were just they were giving y'all props for that being your first big show, and it happened to be at an arena.
Awesome.
Let's see. Richie McDonald. Richie, man. I am, let me go to you right now. Watching you, and I keep going back to Hiawassee because that's where I first, I had never witnessed a Lonestar show or you live, but I've seen Tim and Restless Heart and all that. But for me to see you perform live was the first time, and your vocals blew me away because I love live sound. I love live and the energy. To watch you over there, and this is just encouragement. Of course, you don't need it from me, but to watch you play and to smile and to interact with the fans that are like in the first few rows, I thought it was great. Of course, you it's natural for you because you're an entertainer, but I just I enjoyed watching you perform that night. So did my cousin Angel, and we were like, man, he's got it going on. So I just wanted to give you some props right there.
I'm amazed every night you'd be smiling too.
Do what? I hope you got to sing Amazed every night.
Well, thank you. That's quite the compliment. Well, you know what? I just this is my role. Playing the keyboards and singing. It's just my contribution, and honestly, I love it. I just we still get to sing these amazing songs that we've all been a part of in our different bands, and we get to do this every single night, but we get to do it together now. And so that does put a smile on my face.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, is it cool just to sit back and think, because I'm sure none of y'all ever thought, man, I'm going to be in another band, doing with my buddies, of having the time of my life. I mean, like, God is just, I feel like he's just absolutely poured his favor out on y'all, putting y'all together.
Good way to put it.
I'm not going to disagree with that. It feels like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
We're very grateful that we've got this opportunity to do this again on this level. And there's been a lot of things that have happened for that to happen.
Yeah.
And, I think we knew back when we were playing maybe some corporate event somewhere 10, 12 years ago, we always knew it was special. And then playing for the troops overseas and the memories that we shared together, getting to go land on aircraft carriers in the Persian Gulf or being, with a SEAL team and some helicopters in Afghanistan. You don't get that back. It's like, that's just big stuff. gone through that and lived through that, and then to get to do this again on this level, it's pretty rewarding. And it is. You're right. There's definitely, as Richie says, there's another hand at this than just us. I mean, we might be good singers, but we ain't that cool. And it's amazing to see how it's lined out. And even with BMG, who is just an amazing record force in this business, and for them to want to sign us. And even when we first started, like, well, let's go visit radio. Let's see what people are thinking about you guys. Mm-hmm. We walked in the first few stations not really knowing what to expect. And they're going to go, I don't know these guys. Who are these old dudes? Well, we didn't know what to think. Yeah. And it was like old home week. There was so many people that had stories like yourself, that are like, oh my gosh, I remember where I was when I heard Bluest Eyes in Texas, or Amazing, or, what might have been, or whatever. And so it just, I guess they would say we're the soundtrack of their life. Well, that's our soundtrack too. So it's like you've got all these family members out there you haven't had a reunion with in a while, but now you're going to do that again. And that's kind of how it feels. It's kind of surreal,
Yeah, that brings up another thing. A lot of artists who were in your guys' era, whether it been and I tell people a lot of times I see it marketed as three of the biggest bands from the '90s, but in all actuality, it's like y'all span 3 decades, because you had a massive group called Restless Heart. The late 80s that crossed over into the 90s. Then you had Little Texas, one of the biggest groups of the 90s. And then you had Lonestar, late 90s, 2000s. It's like, I mean, y'all are encapsulating so many years, and I think that's phenomenal. And it brings me to this point. Artists that are in your shoes that are still doing it, that may not be on the radio, for y'all to be able to get signed to BMG is a really, really rare and crazy cool record deal. You know what I mean? I mean, BMG, that's a big one. And so I think it's awesome.
we get it, and we agree. We concur.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think, it's like Larry said earlier, times are different in this industry. When we back in the day, you had to have a certain look and and you had to be a certain age, you had to be, but it doesn't, I think it's the playing field is level as can be. Anybody, I mean, I'm not saying anybody can do this, but if you get out there and, I mean, if you're a new artist, a young artist or an old artist, I mean, and that all things are possible.
Oh man.
Even if you look like old guys.
You think that last year when Jelly Roll won his first award, and here's a 39-year-old man, has been trying to do this for a long, long time. Don't give up on your dream. He was like from the podium on the award show. And that's true. The times are changing. I mean, used to you had to have a certain hat and wear a certain brand. And everybody was, trying to rip each other off. And here, man, it's just everything goes. It's all about the music again.
I love that. I love that. And I do. I love what you just said, Larry, because it is, and I feel that too. It is all about the music, and the production on y'all's record is out of, it's just off the chains, man. It's, I love it. It's y'all. I don't even know how to describe what I'm trying to say. Y'all. I don't know. Y'all evidently y'all had the right producer, but it's the sound and the everything that's just every song. I mean, I've listened to the record several times. It's on my playlist now because I value good music, and there's not a song on y'all's latest record, The Frontmen, that's not competition, but that's not as good as, if not better than, a lot of things that I hear on the radio today. It's that phenomenal. I wish more people could experience and understand that this record it's killer from front to. There's no B tracks or whatever. It's every song on there is excellent.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, the songwriting community was really great to us and giving us amazing songs, which we were to be honest with you, a little bit surprised at. But our producer, Mickey Jack Cones, who works with so many big artists, he's done so much, and he had the vision to go in and record this record like you hear it. We really have to, really give props to him on a big level, because he produced it, he played and sang on it, he had the vision to bring the right musicians in.
Yeah.
Way to go, Mickey Jack.
You know what? Mickey was the perfect guy. When we met him, this is going to sound cornball, but when we met him and he walked in the room, he literally bowed. He was like, man, I'm a Texan. I'm a huge fan of you guys. I can't believe I'm in the room with you. I can't believe you're even talking to me about making music. And we were like, what? Because we've seen what he's been doing. He's just this red hot, razor hot producer.
Yeah.
But he was able to come in and just say, if you guys trust me, I'm going to push you, but let's go do something magical. And he said that, and he delivered that, and it really is a special project. And so thanks for the kind words. You are hired.
I'll promote the heck out of y'all for real. I heard that Cartersville show was phenomenal.
Yeah,
the other night.
Yeah, it was great. My wife is from Cartersville, and
okay.
So to get to play her hometown and at the same time play in front of a packed house,
yeah,
it was super. The crowd was great. We had done 3 unplugged shows the 3 days prior to that. So to get to have the full band show with a full house, and really just crank it up.
Oh yeah,
it definitely felt magical. All right.
So y'all do unplugged shows as well on top of the full band, or is that just rare?
That's how we got started.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I, those are kind of fun too, stories behind the song and all that stuff. But we've gotten to the point now we love our show so much. We love to rock it out.
Oh, I don't blame you, man. Because y'all bring the fire. Let's. Oh me. Tim, do you remember the first time I met you?
Yes.
Prison?
I bailed him out. Yeah.
What was it in Georgia or was it in Tennessee though?
Tennessee.
All right. Was it at Cracker Barrel?
Nope.
Where was it?
It was an amusement park.
Okay.
You were playing. No, Opryland.
He said Opryland.
I'm not that old, Richie.
Well, that's the only amusement park I can think of.
Oh, that's hilarious. Dollywood, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yes, I do remember that. We've talked several times since then.
Oh yeah, I know. It was cool, man. I just I thought of that earlier today when I was preparing for this show. It was awesome because the first time when I was 9 years old, my first country show was Little Texas at Dollywood.
Dang, man.
1992, 3, something like that.
Well, I'm 80 now, so that's 16.
You got a damn good doctor, it looks like, if you're 80.
If I need one, I will get one. Ain't no shame in my game, brother. When it's time, I will go there.
Oh, man. Yeah. Be careful doing that. There's too many of y'all's, there's too many of y'all's acquaintances in the business that have done a little too much.
That's the good thing about being a dude. We age gracefully.
Yes, that's exactly right. Well, y'all got a busy year ahead as we wrap things up. Y'all still, I'm sure dates are still coming in, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we're grateful, excited about it all.
We'll do about 75 when it's all said and done.
Oh, nice.
Maybe depends on how we end up the fourth quarter, but yeah.
Oh man,
Single blows the doors wide open. We may do 150.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
50. 150.
Did you just leak to him? We have a.
Was I not supposed to say?
I think it's a good place to do it.
Hey, it is a good place. Drop it. What did you just say?
We allowed to say that?
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, we have a single coming up, but we can't.
We have a single coming out in 2027.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can talk about exclusivity later. Just don't say anything yet.
Did you catch that?
Yes, I called it.
Okay, cool.
So,
Yeah, I thought
so say it, but he's going to save it till later.
Yeah.
Okay. We can say it then.
One more thing. I think this would be the coolest thing because I saw it in Hiawassee. Maybe next year, 2025, y'all ought to do a package with JB opening up all y'all shows. John Barry. Dude, that was awesome. I love that combination.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
John's
amazing.
I like John.
Ah, that was amazing. Did man, his vocals are just, I mean, he could dang sing the phone book.
Yeah, his voice is so amazing.
It's crazy. And T. Graham Brown. Heard him not here recently, and he's still, golly,
He has no soul.
Yeah.
The most soulful dude in Nashville, Tennessee history.
oh, that's hilarious. Well, with all that being said, I bragged on Richie earlier, and I'm going to close out with this. But Tim, Larry, y'all's vocals, like I said, I've seen y'all before, but y'all, all three of y'all, your vocals are still top notch, if not better than they ever were. It's like wine that gets better with age. Y'all's vocals are just, and not everybody in the business, especially from the eras that your bands were in, can really say that, because I do. I go to a lot of shows, and most of them still sound great, but they're not excellent. And you three men your vocals, your performance level is excellent. And I'm not saying that because y'all are in front of me, but it's the truth. Many people that I was with, because I asked, I do a lot of asking around at shows. Everybody, wow, wow, wow. So that's, there's nothing but good comments that night.
And when we all made a pact together that we would stop drugs and drinking. So now I think we're singing better.
That's outstanding.
It's,
This is a compliment also coming from a singer-songwriter.
yeah. That's right. I'm the most famous singer-songwriter you've never heard of.
Perfect.
No, man, I have found my niche with this this podcast. Is just the Lord has really just favored me, and it's just taken off. So I'm grateful. And this is you three right here. I'm telling you, I have been so excited ever since Don told me about this, and so I'm grateful. Thank y'all so much for joining me, and I hope to see y'all out on the road this year again. And once again, I'm very appreciative of all three of y'all and what y'all are doing.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Love it. And y'all take care, and I'm going to be promoting this record more and more. And so y'all have a wonderful day, and may God continue to bless what y'all are doing. Y'all rock.
Thank you, brother.
Man. I appreciate you.
All right, see y'all.
Bye, bro.
Bye-bye.